Hi, this is Owen Thornton, and this is my vblog, which corresponds to my webblog at ontaricrafts.wordpress.com. Before we go any further, I'd like you to subscribe to the channel and to hit the like button, because those kinds of things help people find us, because there's more traction in Google searches when they go to look for us. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about a trip that Carrie and I took to the Grand Bend and Bayfield area. I just finished writing this article for the weblog, and I wanted to share it with you because we just had so much fun on this day. The first warning I want to give you is that both Dark Horse and Torched, both of those locations very close to Grand Bend, well, one's in Grand Bend, one's just outside of Grand Bend, are not open on Mondays and Tuesdays. So please do your Google searches for times and availabilities when you're traveling as to where you want to go, and I'll even give you a couple of substitutions, although for the substitutions I didn't check actually their opening times, but we'll give you those as well at the end of the talk. So we had a day and we wanted to go someplace. So we went to one of our favorite places in the world. We went to Dark Horse Winery on the B line near Grand Bend, right beside the Huron Country Playhouse. Inside, we discovered a couple of interesting things about what was going on at Dark Horse. First off, their Allegro line, which is their high-end winery line, had changed to Sterling Gate. Funny enough, the next time we went up in that area, shortly afterwards, we did see a horse farm called Sterling Gate. So we kind of wondered whether or not perhaps they were unifying some of the names of where they actually worked and lived, and the name of the top-level tier wine at their winery. We really liked going there, and the time before we went there, we had a glass on the patio. We had a terrific server there, and we had a terrific glass of wine, and we learned something about the vineyards down below us as we were looking down at the vines growing down below us while we were sitting there on a beautiful day. So it is a great place to go and have a glass, and there is really literally nothing you can do wrong about any purchase you would make at Dark Horse Winery, and I encourage you to go there. Continuing on the country road going into Grand Bend, we made it to the main traffic lights in Grand Bend, the one that goes straight down to the lake, and the one that goes along the lake. We turned north, and right there is Torched Brewing. Torched Brewing did have another name beforehand, and that name has changed to become Torched. So when I arrived there and I saw Torched, I was a little taken aback because I thought it had a different name. And it did, but it is the same folks who were there, and they've changed their name. And Torch Brewing was a wonderful little experience. We didn't have a tasting there at this time, and I think I had been by, or tried to have gone by, 2 or 3 times, and every time I went by, they were closed for production days. Small breweries like that do have production days, often Mondays or Mondays and Tuesdays. And in the past, I've always gone up on a Monday or a Tuesday, I guess, and I missed them and didn't get a chance to go inside. So on this occasion, I had a chance to talk to 2 of the owners and had a terrific time talking to them, learning about their business and about their beer, and brought back 5 different beers, I believe, at the time, because their 6th one was temporarily out of production. Now, I believe as I look at their website, currently they're down to 3 beers, so that must fluctuate for them as they can and produce. And when you go inside, there's a couple of spots to sit. There is a spot for gear that you can buy, and I always think that the players in the full game when they have outfits that you can buy for Torched. So that was a great place to go. And when I brought those beers home, I tried them all, and they were really, really good beers, and I really liked all of them. So what a great little stop that was, and a real personable touch by meeting the owners and having a chance to talk with them. Continuing north on Highway 21, the Blue Water Highway, we stopped at one of my favorite places in the world. This whole region is someplace we used to have a cottage up that way, and I stopped in at Bad Apple, and I met with Jason Ingram, the owner there. And that wasn't a planned thing. Jason just happened to be around, and he said hi, and I told him my bad joke of the day. I can't remember now which one it was, and he always has the decency to laugh at my bad jokes. Whether he thinks they're funny or not, I don't know. And I bought some things there. Now, what's really nice about Bad Apple now is that you can see that it's growing, and he's doing new and exciting things. Leaves are falling across in front of the camera here. It's a beautiful fall day, and October the 5th, it's very warm. As you can see, I'm in short sleeves, and it's still very warm. Jason has now a large a fridge where he can take his canned beer and place it in there, so he keeps it super cold so that it can stay fresh for longer. And he also has now his own canning operation. So any of those gaps in production that he may have had waiting for the big canning truck to come by and can his beer have been alleviated, as he is now master of his own destiny and can do that. We also went over to take a look at his band shell. He's created an open air band shell covered in the back part area so that the bands can be protected from the elements, and people can sit there and have a brew and listen to music while they're sitting there on a weekend. And you can look at his webpage and find out from Bad Apple when performers are going to be there. Continuing then north on Blue Water Highway again, we went to Cornerfield Winery Company, and this was, I teased in my written blog that they sort of had pulled a Jason Ingram. And they have these two places, Bad Apple and Cornerfield, have been sort of parallel in their timing. Bad Apple was opened a little bit earlier, a few years ago, and Cornerfield followed, and waiting for their vines to grow large enough and old enough to be able to harvest. When they did so and they started opening up, they had a little tasting area. Now they have an outdoor van or a small Winnebago type vehicle where they serve their wines and do tastings outside. They have this beautiful stone patio area outside, and each year it improves. And this year there was a gazebo at the back. The patio had been extended, taking you deeper into the property, and it just seems to be so welcoming. It's like you're entering into the private vineyard of the owners, and you're sitting back there, and there's a chicken coop over here, and the vines are just growing over here, and just over here there's a gazebo. And on their webpage, I noticed that they too have performers, and they put them underneath that gazebo to get them a little bit of protection and to give them a little bit of a stage area as well. So Cornerfields is actually growing and expanding and providing nice things for their customers to sit there and have a glass of wine or do a tasting. I have never seen anybody have the tasting vehicles that they do, and it is a tower with four hooks come off, and they put glasses on the hooks and they descend like a staircase around the tower, and that's where how your tasting arrives and comes to you at your table. It's a beautiful little way to present the wine as you're doing a tasting there. Carrie and I sat there and had a glass. It was the only place we stopped of the four that we went to on this trip in Huron County where we had a glass. And we just had a great time and a wonderful time there, and it was wonderful wine. We just really like going to all of these places. Two places that I didn't mention, and if I can get it right, because I never say it right, I believe it's River Road Brewing Company. They are just north of the village of Bayfield. So you cross the river and you turn onto River Road right there, and you follow that road around, and it's a curvy path, and it will take you to River Road Brewing, and they do great work there. And just inland a little ways, you'll find Maelstrom Winery. So those 6 places are really fun, great places where you really can't go wrong. If you're at Maelstrom, by the way, I really want you to try their Baco Noir. And they also have a little fridge there, and they sell some cheeses that are from the region, and they are swell. We tried some of those and brought some of those home with us one time as well, and had the cheese with the wine and really enjoyed ourselves. So there you go. It's a little trip we took going to Huron County. We were at Dark Horse, then Torch, then Bad Apple, then Cornerfield, and we could have substituted either River Road or Maelstrom Winery, River Road Brewery or Maelstrom Winery, or added them to the day if we wanted to have a longer day, and had a terrific time in that region. So that is a great opportunity for you to take a trip. This is Owen Thornton talking to you from London, Ontario, Canada, on a trip that took us 1 hour to get there, 1 hour back, and the time to spend to do some shopping at some great places that make wine and beer in the province of Ontario. This is OntarioCrafts.wordpress.com, signing off for today. Have a great day. Bye for now.